Today, you can know you have worth in your head and still not feel it in your body. And here's why. Welcome to Sacred Grit, a podcast equipping men to conquer addiction and overcome inner struggles through physical, mental, and spiritual disciplines so you can become a man of honor and integrity. I'm Jason Lyle. Now let's get to work. Today you'll learn the nervous system is the barrier between what a man believes about himself and what he actually feels. Dysregulation does not just affect behavior, it blocks access to self-worth at the body level. And regulation is not a shortcut to worth, it's the doorway that makes worth accessible. This episode is brought to you by Capital City Roofing, capitalcityroofing.net. What's up, my dude? Welcome back to the Sacred Grit podcast and Sacred Sunday. Let's keep talking about self-worth because I believe that a lot of our addictions, afflictions, anger, frustration, midlife crisis, you name it, all ties back to believing whether or not we are worth being the best version of ourselves. So here's the deal. The nervous system is the barrier between what a man believes about himself and what he actually feels. Now, here's what I mean by that. So in the midst of all the shit that I went through with church, addiction, and all those things, during that entire time, I knew that I was loved. And I knew that grace was real. So I knew theologically that I had worth and value as a human being. I really wouldn't have doubted those things in my prefrontal cortex, right? I had education, understanding. I was raised in a loving family by two parents who loved me. And I could preach it, teach it, explain it in clinical detail. But I still woke up every morning and would look in the mirror and say, well, good morning, you piece of shit. So what is that? It's because knowing something in your head and feeling it in your body are two completely different experiences. And the nervous system is the bridge between those two things. And when the bridge is broken, when you're living in chronic dysregulation, what you know in your head cannot reach your body. The belief is there, but the feeling never arrives. I tell people all the time that when I first found the practices of nervous system regulation, the yoga, the cold water, the breath work, the meditation, all those things I do now, I come to download is the only word I know how to use. Everything that I believed in my head about God, about myself, about Christianity, about all these different things, I downloaded into my body. So no longer did I just have this theoretical knowledge in my head. I had a medium by which I could move it through, right? It could become action. Made me think about John chapter 1. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. Because if what we believe does not turn into how we act, I don't know that we have a completely cohesive system. Or if we say if our insides do not match our outsides. Because dysregulation does not just affect behavior, it blocks access to self-worth at a body level. Now, this is the thing that nobody in the church ever told me. I was taught that if I just believe the right things hard enough, my life would change. Believe in the right theology, believe in the right doctrine, read the right version of the Bible, sing the right psalm, belong to the right denomination, but whatever the case may be. But belief that never reaches the body is just an idea. And an idea cannot compete with a nervous system that's been running survival patterns for 30 years. When you're dysregulated, your body is in a threat response. It's scanning for danger. It's bracing for rejection. It's doing everything it was trained to do to keep you safe, and none of that is compatible with the felt experience of self-worth. You cannot feel worthy and threatened at the same time. Regulation comes first. Now, let me kind of explain what I mean by that, because for me, that was pre-verbal trauma. It's adoption, and whatever you do or do not believe in that, but it's for other people as well. I was having a chat with a guy the other day, and we were talking about his anger, and not only his anger, but also his propensity to run away when things get hard. And he goes, well, do you think I'm dysregulated? I'm like, brother, that is literally fight. I'm angry, or flight. I'm going to run away. So yes, you are dysregulated. Now, in that dysregulation, he could not make rational choices because he did not have access to rational thought. Just like I couldn't have access to the rational belief that I was loved and worth something because I didn't believe it in my body. I believed it in my head. Now, Regulation is not a shortcut to worth. It's a doorway that makes worth accessible, because I want to be clear about what I'm saying here. Cold water and breath work do not create self-worth. They create the psychological conditions in which a man can actually feel the worth that was already there. Okay? The regulation clears out the threat response. It resets the nervous system. It settles it. And that settledness, in that settledness, there is space for the truth of who you are to really surface. And now that is a doorway. And if you walk through it every morning, what's waiting on the other side is the man you've been looking for. Now, as we start to grow as men, a lot of men first find this work and they start doing some nervous system regulation. They start feeling good in their skin. They're like, man, they'll even say, this is the greatest I've ever felt. I mean, I feel just so good and I feel alive. I feel like I have access to rational thought, and I can control myself. And all those things are beautiful. But brother, listen to me. It's one thing to be able to control your inner world. It's another thing to believe that you are a good man, that you are a man of worth, that you are a man of honor and integrity. See, because that line runs both ways. Here's the thing. What you believe downloads into your body, into how you act. How you act uploads back into your brain and proves that you're worth it, right? It's reinforcing this new loop. So many of us that live inside of addiction, we have a belief about ourselves. I'm just an addict. Downloads into our body. We have addictive behaviors, sends a signal back up to the brain. See, I told you, when we regulate our nervous system, we could take the real thought, put that into our body, changes our behavior, and then uploads that signal, and we reinforce the positive loop, and we can become the men that we were meant to be. We'll talk about it a little bit more on Gritty Wednesday, but for today, I want you to know that you have worth as a human being, and you might believe that, but in order to get that into your body, you have got to regulate the nervous system. All right, so today you learned the nervous system is the barrier between what a man believes about himself and what he actually feels. Dysregulation does not just affect behavior, it blocks access to self-worth at the body level. And regulation is not a shortcut to worth, it is the doorway that makes worth accessible. My dude, you can email me at jason.lyle@thesacredgrit.com and let's talk. See if I can help you out. That first call is absolutely free. We'll hop on there and see if we can find out whether or not we fit, and we can get you some help. I appreciate you listening. I hope these tools help you in the same way that they have helped me. All right, my dude. So our closing sponsor is Mr. David Dodd at Edward Jones McDonough. David is a good dude. He does all manner of investment. I think he specializes in retirement, but it doesn't matter what you're looking for. If you just Google search David Dodd, Edward Jones McDonough, he will come up, and just tell him Jason Lyle sent you. All right, my dude. I hope you have a great week. I will see you on Gritty Wednesday.